Hi guys, this is Crafty Cat and Smokey the Bird. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. We are here with a continuation of our review of the new old books that I bought at the Valley Village before I came out to camp with Smokey the Bird. So we have already done a video about the artist handbook. I got a copy for myself and a copy for my best friend. So if you haven't seen that, go back and see that if you're interested. And now the other three are, let's just grab the first one. This is called the New Encyclopedia of Watercolor Techniques. All right? It is a step-by-step visual directory with an inspirational gallery of finished work by Diana Craig and Hazel Harrison. And it even shows you how to correct mistakes, which I really need to learn. So I'm going to just move the camera down and we will do a little look through of this book. Let me move my coffee. And this originally belonged to a Donna someone in 2012. And now it is 2023. So, woo! Smokey says, woo! Anyway, there's the table of contents. I love books, you guys. So there's all kinds of really, really beautiful paintings that I can't see me ever being able to do. So I think these are paintings by, excuse me, I've got the hiccups. I think these are paintings by famous artists. Okay, the gallery. The aim of the gallery is to whet your appetite by demonstrating just how versatile watercolor is as a medium. It is suited to every subject and adaptable to every style. The examples here include minutely detailed architectural subjects, photorealistic still lifes, and flat graphic depictions of flowers, as well as exuberant uses of washes, glazes, and line. So, yeah, there's nothing here that I could do. Like, these are amazing. But they're very inspirational and a lot of fun to look at. And look at this cat in the garden. And look at, these are the photorealistic ones. Like, how could that not be a paint? How could these not be an actual photo? How could that not be a photo? That's a painting. That can't be a painting. It is. This is by D.R. Gothrop and is called Ionian Paradise. Can you see that? Like, that looks like a photo to me. I can't imagine. I would love to be able to paint like this. Like, look at. This is by Terry Jarvis. Amazing. 5, 4, 4. 05. Are you doing a phone number? I was counting in the other book review, and she's still counting, but now she's doing phone numbers. Like, look at this. How could these be paintings? How? Contained by Denny Bond and Sleepers by David Poxon. Like, that looks, they both look like photos to me. Bird, 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 bird. Bird, bird, bird. You gonna sing a song? What are you gonna sing? Oh, look at these beautiful flowers. So I think this is something more up my line. Even that, I would have a hard time with it. But, like, that's something I could try to attempt, maybe. Like, look at, this is, like, overwhelming. I would never try that in a million years. I have a hard time even looking at that. It's so too much. Like, I could not do that. These artists are so talented. It talks about working from references and creating texture. And then it goes into tools and materials. And starter colors. And it says you have to decide whether you want to use pans or tubes. And you guys, I finally got an email from Royal Talons about my prize. I don't know if you know this, but I won a huge giant prize for World Watercolor Month. I did World Watercolor Month for the month of July, and I won a prize worth almost 500 American dollars. I won a set of really fancy Royal Talons paints and travel brushes and watercolor paper. And it's been over a month and I haven't heard anything, right? Well, what's today? Today is the 26th of August as I'm recording this, and World Watercolor Month ended the last day of July. And I found out that I won around then too. So I've been waiting 26 days to hear. I thought maybe it was just a scam and I'm not going to get it. But I finally got a message from Royal Talons, and my item is supposed to arrive by the end of the day on the 29th. So I have to call my parents and make sure they're going to be home. And if they're not going to be home, I'm going to have to drive home for the 29th and wait for the mail because I don't want someone to steal that. So I'm super excited about that. And seeing this just reminded me. And there's texture mediums. I know nothing about that. Other than salt. I know you can add salts to get a really cool effect. And it talks about brushes. And it just brings you through paper, how to set up a work area. Oh no, I think a bird hit the window. Oh God, I gotta go check. I'll be right back, you guys. Okay guys, so I am back, and that little bird that hit my window is fine. So I was holding it in one hand, and then I wrapped it in a towel because it was all messed up. I thought for sure it was gonna not make it. When I found it, it was lying like all twisted with its legs in the air, and I thought it was dead at first. I think it was a little finch. I was so sad because I've got this big picture window, and even though I don't clean it for the whole time I'm out here, and I've got the inside light on, so I went outside and looked, and you could clearly tell there's no reflection because with the inside light on, you could see inside the camp. So I could think if they're trying to fly inside the camp. I don't know. But the bird, I was holding it in one hand, and then I wrapped it in a towel to keep it warm. And then I cut the lid off this Kleenex box, and then I patted it with a bunch of paper towels, and then I put Kleenex on top to make it soft. And I was just going to transfer the bird into the Kleenex box, and I thought, well, I have a heating pad, so I thought I could just put the box on the heating pad to keep it warm, because when a bird is injured, it's important to keep them warm. And while I was transferring the bird, he was fluttering in my hand. I thought, oh, well, maybe he's going to be okay. So I opened my hand to look, and he stood up and he fluttered his wings, and he just stood there looking at me in my hand. So I thought, okay. So I went back outside because Smokey is not friendly to other birds, and all I need is for that bird to land on Smokey's cage. And then there's the little pug from next door was out there. I'm like, oh God. So I walked over to a tree, and the bird was just standing in my hand. It seemed like stunned, maybe, that's all. But it was not wanting to leave my hand. So I just stood out there with the bird in my hand, and I tried to put it on the branch of a tree up high so that the pug couldn't get it, and he didn't want to go on the branch. So I just stood outside in the sun holding the bird until he finally felt fine enough to fly away. And he flew onto a tree, not too much higher. I'd say maybe 3 feet higher than my head, and I'm 5'4", so he wasn't like in a big tree. He was in a smaller tree. And he was on a branch, so he stood looking at me. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go get my camera. So I got my camera, and I took a bunch of pictures, and I'm hoping some of them turned out. So if they did turn out, I'll put a picture of the bird right here. And he stood there, and I said a little prayer for him out loud, and he listened. And then I waited until he hopped up to the next branch, and then he hopped over to the next tree. And then I thought, okay, he has recovered enough now that he wants to get away from me, which is good. That means his brain must be working, because he was quite happy to stay with me when he first got hurt, which means I think he was very stunned and scared. So it was good that he wanted to get away from me. So then I left because I didn't want to scare him and make him fly before he was ready. So I think he's going to be okay. So say a prayer for the little bird. I hope he's going to be fine. he's flying, and I think maybe he just stunned himself. And I don't know what I can do for these windows. I might have to order some stickers and put them up. The only thing is my mother has a fit if I do that. I did that for our windows at home, and she took all the stickers down. She hated them. So what I do try to do is always turn the interior light on, because usually if the interior light's on, they can see inside the camp. They won't just see a reflection of sky. I think usually what happens is they see the reflection of the trees in the sky and they think it's just more sky. I don't know how good a bird's eyesight is, a little bird. But anyway, so after he flew away, I went to the picture window, and I do this every year when I come out here. There's a whole flock of those birds out in the trees. So I'm like, attention all birds, this is the window. And I just go banging on all the window. And I do that for Smokey too. So I'm like, this is a window, you can't fly here. This is a window. And I just did it for as much as I could reach, because when I'm on the ground, I can't reach all of the high windows. But I did as much as I could reach, and I'm like, this is a window, And I don't know if they were listening or thinking I was crazy. The neighbors definitely think I'm crazy. But I did that for about 10 minutes. Do not fly here. This is a window. Do not fly. I mean, it works for Smokey, but Smokey literally speaks and understands English. And these birds, they weren't raised with humans. They don't understand English, so I don't know. But I'm hoping they could see my hand hitting this, what to them looks like nothing, But I don't clean the windows at all when I'm out here. I never Windex them. My mother's very big on cleaning windows, and I'm very big on keeping windows dirty so the birds don't fly into them. Right, Smokey? Smokey's doing the pigeon now. Anyway, back to this book. It's a really nice book. It talks about working out of doors, how to set up. Even tells you to bring a hat for shade. I thought that was really cool. And it talks about different techniques and priming paper and how to lay down a water wash. And I really need to read all of this because I am very bad at doing wet and I have trouble with my water still. I either have too much or not enough. And it talks about flat washes, variegated washes, which is what I'm really interested in. And I used to be able to do this. I used to make beautiful skies when I took that watercolor course, 19 years ago? I was really good at it, and now I am not. I got to practice my skies. So maybe I'll do that while I'm out here. And then it talks about painting a bird. And, it's just a really cool book. And there's fish, and it shows you different techniques for feathers and blending and flowers, but I don't know if this has any, and then talks about hard edges. That's really pretty. And glazing and backgrounds and blossoms. I've heard these called cauliflowers a lot when I watch YouTube videos, and most people don't like them, but some people do. And then feathering and modeling. So these are all different techniques. Lifting out, which is not always easy because I think the cheaper paint doesn't lift out very well. It stains the paper. And then spraying with water and granulation and running in. Look how beautiful that is. Like how I would love to be able to paint something like that. And brushwork. See, that's cool, but I don't really, I like it, but it's kind of weird. I like that better. But you know what? Tomorrow I might look at it and like this better. I'm very changeable with what I like. It talks about dry brushing. How could that be a painting? How? How on earth could this be okay, I could see if it could be an oil painting or an acrylic painting, but how could that be watercolor? This is by Tracy Hall. She used a variation of the dry brush method to build up the texture in the animal's fur. How? Watercolor is hard. I like that. It reminds me of a little poodle running on the water. Yeah, I have so much. Line and wash. I do want to learn how to do it. This kind of style. I like it. So, and scraping back, I did this in my watercolor class. They use a credit card to scrape out lines. I haven't tried that yet this year. Masking. Wax resist. I did try that. I call it a crayon resist. Sponging. I haven't tried that yet. Splattering. I don't like splattering when people just splatter various colors, but I do like that when it fits the painting. Like, that does look like leaves. But I hate when someone draws a really pretty picture, like paints a really beautiful picture, and then just like, and they always use red, and it looks like blood splatters. I hate that. And blots and drops. So this book is mostly techniques, using salt. Like, look at, that is a painting in watercolor. That's amazing. Like, how, no, don't tell me that is a painting. This can't be a painting. That looks like a picture. This is Simple Pleasures by Denny Bond. Oh my God, whoever Denny Bond is, wow. Denny Bond, who are you? How do you do this? Whenever I hear the word Denny, I think of Grey's Anatomy, don't you? This is beautiful, by Tracy Hall. And this book is by Diana Craig and Hazel Harrison. I haven't seen anything by them yet. Scrumbling, or Scumbling. Bird. Body color. Mixed media. Isn't that cool?
Hi.
Hi.
Bye.
What? You want to say goodbye already? You think this video has gone on long enough? I have no idea how long it was because I had to go rescue the bird halfway in between. And it talks about analogs and palettes and choosing a palette, colors. Cuckoo. My dad taught her that. He always tells her she's cuckoo. That's pretty. I like that. Hey, Smoke. See, now we're more in things that I might possibly be able to try. Cuckoo. Are you a cuckoo bird? And working with light sources. Perspective. Hey, that's too piercing, Smokey. Don't do that while I'm doing my video, please. Can you whistle a song instead? I can't whistle. There, that sounds good. Yeah, whistle a tune. That's so much nicer. And working from photos, which is what I like to do. It's much easier than working from real life to me. Pretty, pretty girl. And then it talks about composition and the rule of thirds and contrast. And how to enlarge your drawing with a grid, which I hate very much. And that's it. So, it's a nice book. It's got a lot of beautiful things. But if I had to recommend between these two books, I like this book better because this book has actual projects that you can try. But maybe this is for someone who is more advanced than I am, you know, than this one. But anyway, that is the second one that I got at Value Village, and it was also $3.99, which is a pretty good price, although not as good as what I pay at the Friends of the Library bookstore, which is usually only $1. But unfortunately, they were closed when I went. All right, guys, so I'm going to just pop you up so you can say bye to Smokey. Is she going to fart? Smokey, don't do that. That's not nice. So anyway, oh, she's going to cough now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. This is all cricket. Wait. Okay, guys. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that. Oh, she said bye. Oh my God. Thank you, Smokey. Please hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. All of those good things. And thank you for being a part of this video. And Smokey says bye. And so do I. All right, guys. Take care and stay safe. Oh, she said it again. Good girl. Good girl, Smokey. Bye, guys. Take care. Happy crafting. Bye.